If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you running a business is tough. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/C-suite. netsuite.com/C-suite.
Welcome to the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I'm here with the homie Kevin.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Whether it's a Sunday or not, I hope you're having a great weekend or a great day, whichever one you're on. Yeah.
Yeah. So we back for another episode of Superhero Homies. Hope everything is going well. And this one is going to be a little bit different tonight.
It is. Yeah. Something we've done before, but on a casual level.
I suppose, yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So we're, I guess the closest thing we've done was like the Google Q&A.
Well, that, and this is something relative to like the bucket drawing we did before too. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Except the rest of won't be drawing tonight. Yeah. There will not be any pairings of superheroes against each other. But tonight we do have like a list of random questions, and a lot of these are ridiculous questions pertaining to superhero and or comic book material. And so it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Really just us asking a lot of the goofy ass questions that we may ask off air, but now
basically,
on air.
Taking a lot of the conversation that Q and I have, just goofing off and whatnot on our couch and our time off, and having a fun time putting it in an episode because it wouldn't fit anywhere else in any of our other organic subject material.
Yep, not at all.
No.
But of course, before we get into that, we have our comic news.
Yeah. What's good? What's been happening this week?
First up in comic news, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. Wolverine is getting a new superpower.
No. No. Why? No. What? What is it?
The new superpower is he can now superheat his claws. So
no, that's stupid. That's stupid. He was great before. This is my what's that called? It was good enough in my childhood, don't make it different mentality. Yeah, whatever that term is for when people experience that. But I mean, what are your thoughts before I bitch and moan about it?
I need to read it first. I mean, because for me, a lot of things can be cleared up with context.
Yeah, but without reading it, what does it sound like they're doing?
Like they give him another power.
Yeah, but
I mean, I guess he's been dead for a couple of years now. They want to bring him back. There's a bunch of other people that have the same power, of course. I don't know. Maybe they just want him to stand out, to differentiate. I don't know.
Yeah, it honestly sounds like they're trying to do what they can to make people really fall in love with him again and use it to make money or something like that. Sure. I don't know. It's unnecessary in my mind already, but you're correct. I wouldn't mind reading some of the material to see how it comes off, but
right. I mean, because if they can tell a good story and if it makes sense and all that, then I mean, so be it. I mean, because you got to think about it like this, like 20 or 30 years ago, when it was revealed that he actually had bone claws, that was actually a retcon because he originally didn't.
Right.
I mean, and so that caused a lot of uproar. I mean, so like certain things stick, certain things over time have to be changed or altered just to keep the character fresh in some sense. I mean, I'm not going to knock it yet just because I don't know what this is really all about. So
there's some explaining I would like to have done. Like the bone claws kind of make sense whenever we've had so long to deal with it and to like understand. Oh wait, yeah, of course he wasn't born with metal. Yeah.
Well, no, the theory wasn't that he was born with metal. The theory was that the Weapon X experiment just added the claws into him, and that was an integral part of the canon up until like the early 90s.
Okay. But, yeah, it's kind of like how, I mean, does the inside of his body get hot? I mean, are the claws like a type of thermogenic now, you know? I mean, I don't know. You know, there's a few things I would want answered when I read that first thing, but interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, I thought so. Next up, so I guess just a little bit of context for this next one. In the current Marvel comic run, they're doing something called the Infinity Wars saga. So not Infinity War, like, you know, way back when, but this is Infinity Wars, plural. And I haven't read any of the saga yet, because of course I'm waiting for it all to be completed and whatnot. But I guess a quick spoiler alert for those of you who are keeping up to date with it, especially those of you who are keeping up with Guardians of the Galaxy run, because at the end of Infinity Wars saga, that's going to be the end of the current run of Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. The Guardians will officially be no more, at least for some time being.
Wow. And
they're going to be replaced with the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of clever, but I'm curious where they're going to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, once again, this one actually had me a little excited. I mean, of course, I enjoy the current Guardians that we have, but I think that this can be a lot of fun too. So the team will consist of Angela, that's actually like Thor's half sister in the comics, Valkyrie, Scourge, Throg, that's the Frog Thor for those of you who are familiar with him. So a guy by the name of Kevin Masterson. So the reason why he's interesting is because back actually during the Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlet saga, you know, a lot of people think that Thor was there for all the action and fighting. Thor actually wasn't there. It was a guy named Eric Masterson, and he was kind of masquerading as Thor. He had the same powers and all that. He was basically a Thor, but different person altogether.
Okay.
And so I haven't seen or heard from him since the 90s, but apparently Eric Masterson has a son named Kevin Masterson. So I imagine that he's going to take up that mantle.
Okay.
And he was Eric back in the day. He was known as Thunderstrike. He wasn't Thor. His name was Thunderstrike. And so I imagine that his son Kevin is also going to be called Thunderstrike.
Thunderstrike.
Yep. And then of course the last member of the Asgardians of the Galaxy is the Destroyer. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, so yeah, it's a pretty cool team.
Kind of like a random motley crew there. Yeah.
Right. I think that's keeping in line with like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
Interesting that they're doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. So it'd be, curious to see how they, what kind of weird adventures these guys go on.
Right.
It'll also be interesting to see if they stick, because a lot of superhero teams, some of them come and go, they kind of fizzle out, but some of them, some of them really do really well, and then they stick around for the long run. So we'll see which ones the Asgardians of the Galaxy is.
We'll see if they exit stage right or not.
Yeah. Next up, I thought this was interesting. GameStop will start selling comic books. Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, wow.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a shocker, but when I think about it, I think that maybe we should have seen it coming, because I don't know when the last time you've been in a GameStop, but when you go in one, there's everything in there now, like from like all kinds of nerd memorabilia to like statuettes and other, like there's a lot of nerd stuff in there now, just besides video games.
We're gonna have to rename GameStop to GeekStop.
Yeah, essentially.
Like let's sell them the name.
Right.
Your move, GameStop.
Right. And some people are thinking that this is just like the next natural step for GameStop, since they've been acquiring so many other acquisitions.
Sure.
But there's also other people that think that maybe this is like a sign of them struggling to keep afloat these days. I mean, everybody knows about the shitty business practices of GameStop. How you can go in there, buy a $60 game brand new, then go in there a week later and get maybe $15 or $20 back if you're lucky.
Yeah, that's a good case. Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, so, I mean, we all know that they're kind of pirates in that sense, and that the business model really isn't that great of a business model, especially for the customer. But, so a lot of people are thinking that maybe this is a ploy that they're doing to try to keep their business afloat somehow. That
maybe. Yeah. It's interesting that they're doing it with comics, though. Yeah.
Well, look at us. Like, we're the same, like, demographic. Like, we read comics and we play video games. Like, the two, like the two aren't inherently connected, but there is.
They listen to us.
Yeah,
we know you're there, GameStop.
Right. Yeah, like the two genres aren't technically connected to one another, but they do have a similar demographic. Like a lot of people that buy video games read comic books and vice versa.
I wonder how extensively into the product line they're going to go. Is this going to be like? Because remember, forever ago, when we were still high schoolers, you and I, Hot Topic sold music as well. And it was actually a decent stop for, people to stop and get music. But eventually it went from a whole wall to a couple of shelves to a shelf to a single, like, little mid-section that had, like, 2 or 3 shelves on, like, only, like, layers and whatnot. And then now nothing. Yeah. And it's like, oh, what happened to this? You know? So we'll see,
Right.
Interesting.
I gotta say, Hot Topic scared me, so I never went in there much. But
it scares me now. Yeah. No, I'm not into like the weird anime clothes and whatnot. Yeah.
But that is an interesting point that you bring up. And I guess maybe, Hot Topic tried a similar business model, how a lot of people that went in there and bought maybe their music inspired t-shirts or whatnot, they thought it was only natural that they, began to sell actual music.
Oh, I like this band shirt. I'm going to buy it. Maybe actually buy the band CD and know what they sound like.
And I think that may have been their problem. That was probably their downfall, is that a lot of people that maybe bought the shirts, were kind of like pre-age hipsters and didn't quite maybe know the actual source of what they were buying. So yeah,
that was the prequel to the hipster movement. Actually,
go. Yeah. But no, so I don't know how this is going to go with GameStop. I mean, because a lot of comic buyers who go like every week to get the latest issue and whatnot, a lot of those comic homies, they're very loyal to their local comic shop. So I don't really know why they would stop going to the local comic shop and then begin going to a huge chain business like GameStop.
Convenience,
yeah.
We'll see.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
Next up and last up, this is actually a short one for today. Last up, the DC Universe streaming service is expected to launch late summer.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's coming. Yeah,
wow. Okay,
it's coming pretty soon. Yeah,
I was waiting for you to say late summer ... 2019, but yeah, okay. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, this summer, they're predicting like late August is where they're shooting for. And so, yeah, it's going to be here pretty soon, guys. And that's going to be exciting. Like, a lot of their original content, TV shows and all that are going to be on there. I'm definitely going to try it out and see how good it is.
Totally.
Then,
I'm going to bum it off of you and see how good it is.
I was about to offer that. Yep.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'll gladly take you up.
But yes, I'm really excited about that just because, like, this, to my knowledge anyway, is going to be like the first streaming service that's like, hey, what type of superhero content do you want to watch now? And I'm like, is this heaven? Like, this is made for me.
Keyword: there's only superhero content. There's no other content.
Once again,
and that's
this
great.
is made for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And different genre types of superhero content on top of that.
I wonder what the grand opening is going to be like. Like, how many actual shows that they're going to have available? You know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be a lot of maybe old stuff. Maybe they've acquired, like...
the rights to older movies, maybe?
Right, older movies or older TV shows or cartoons.
the original Batman animated series.
Yeah.
Dude, that alone is worth buying.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel like they would need that, you know?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That needs to be like week 1 stuff right there. Like,
yeah.
you binged it 2 days later. All right, I need more.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that we joke a lot and we riff a lot on the CW verse, but I mean, in all honesty, like, what would also be a really good practice for them if they could acquire that would be like, you know, an hour or maybe a day at the most after a new episode comes out, is just to upload it to the streaming service. So, you know, that way those that don't have, you know, cable still have a way to watch it somehow.
Business wise, that would be a really smart move. A baller one too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we know they're gonna have the Teen Titans show.
Which one?
I'm sorry, the live action one that they're working on.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I remember that drama.
Yep, just called Titans.
Okay.
And I know they got like a Swamp Thing show they're working on, an animated adult themed Harley Quinn show. And by adult theme, like, we don't mean like hardcore XXX porn. I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah. Just to clarify that for those of you who maybe got too excited.
Though Harley probably is going to look amazingly hot in it, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, it wouldn't be Harley if she didn't. You know.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure as we get closer to that date that they'll release more information on it. So we'll see, guys.
Yep.
And that's it for comic news this week.
All right. Yep.
And up next, as always, is the comic question of the week.
All right. Kevin's yawn. Okay.
Yep, you all stretched out. Yep, you good to go over there?
Oh no, actually I'm not. I'm gonna stretch some more.
Yep.
Give me a second. I'm gonna do some yoga. What's the yoga position? No, that's not yoga.
Downward dog.
Yeah, that's yoga.
Yep.
The warrior. I remember that one. That's the name of a stance. But that's all I got.
The only yoga I know is from what they make you do on a side mission in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very limited. So your comic question of the week is as follows. According to Rotten Tomatoes, which superhero movie is the worst?
Okay.
Is it A, Fantastic Four, referring to the most recent Fantastic Four movie?
Right.
B, 1984 Supergirl movie. C, 1990 Captain America movie. D, Halle Berry Catwoman. Or E, Batman and Robin.
I'm fairly certain I remember one of those movies got a 2 on Rotten Tomatoes. You'll have to verify it for me if it's true or not. But I'm going to go with, and I'm sure I'm not alone on this thought. Maybe there's a homie out there supporting me here. But I'm going to go with the most recent Fantastic Four. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one.
You know, this is probably one of the hardest questions that we've ever had to do just because these are all really shitty movies.
They are, yeah.
And these are all like within 1 or 2% of each other as far as how shitty.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll have to share the scores then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It actually was not Fantastic Four. It was actually the ill-fated 1984 Supergirl movie.
Okay. What was her percentage? 1?
It was actually 7.
7%.
Fantastic Four, actually, they gave it 9%.
Oh, okay.
Catwoman, they gave 9%. Batman and Robin somehow got 10%. And
Wow.
The 1990 Captain America movie got 8%. I mean, so these are all really shitty.
Yeah.
At this point, we're just like trying to figure out which dirty diaper smells the best or the worst.
Ew.
Yeah.
Bad analogy.
Or a good analogy.
Oh no, it was good, but I just didn't want to think about it.
Oh man, yeah. And so that got me thinking. Like, out of these movies, which one would I think is the shittiest? I honestly haven't seen the Supergirl movie.
Me neither.
Have no desire to.
To be honest, I haven't seen most of the movies on that list. You know.
Oh.
I began watching Fantastic Four and just kind of turned it off. I lost interest. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know though. Those are really shitty movies. We all know that I hate Batman and Robin because how dare you do that to Batman?
Yeah.
I mean, Catwoman's redeeming quality was Halle Berry. You know, it's always great seeing her.
Always.
And yeah. I mean, physically seeing her, not like the actual.
We didn't have to see her in that movie. We could have just been happy seeing her.
Exactly. Yeah. That Captain America movie, the one that came out in 1990.
I've never seen that one.
I saw it as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. On VHS. It must have been like the mid 90s or something. I went to a video rental store. That was a thing once upon a time. You would go to a store.
I remember that. Do you remember in our town, Video Warehouse? That was the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do. I remember Video Warehouse very clearly. I remember Movie Gallery.
That was a thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And way back when, there was an older movie store that had rented out like Sega Genesis games, Super Nintendo games, and VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of that store though.
It was not Blockbuster, people.
No.
Though I gotta say, we have to thank those types of stores, because one, childhood memories. Duh. Two, it was because of those we got Quentin Tarantino. Damn. He worked in one of them, and his hobby was watching movies. So he's watched a bunch of Kung Fu history movies, as you could probably tell from his work. But he also did his own work with them. Like, he would take scenes from one, take scenes from another, and another, put them together, and just, like, make his own little fun project. Now, I don't know what he's ever done with those, but it did give him the inspirations to do certain things. For instance, like the speech that he let Jules use in Pulp Fiction, right? Not to make this that podcast, because that's something we want to do. But, also, did you hear the way I just said that? This podcast. Did you hear that? Because I accidentally kind of...
A little bit.
Anyways, but, the inspiration for the scripture he shared was actually a speech from another movie. Yeah. It was cool.
Makes
just
sense.
like a little factoid there for you.
Yep. Bling. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the comic news and superhero question of the week.
Let me come back from left field. Give me a second.
There's no smooth transition from that, folks.
Nope. Nope. That's what we got. Shall we?
Yes, we shall. So, Kevin and I have both prepared a list of several intriguing / interesting / really weird questions pertaining to comic book and superheroes. Yeah, and so hopefully, we answer some random questions that maybe you guys had in mind. Yeah, but probably not, because Kevin and I, we are way out there as far as how we think. Yeah. But no, so I guess the best way to explain is to get right into it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. So my first question. Oh, did you want to go first or
no?
Okay.
How many questions do you have actually? If you have more than me, definitely go first.
I think I got like 11 or 12.
Yeah, go first. I have 1, 2, 3. I had 7 that made the cut.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wonder how many we have that are going to be the same. Anyway.
Well, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Right. Which comic book character do you find the most attractive?
Oh, man. Let me scratch one of these off right now. Actually, I did ask that question. It didn't make the cut, though. Yeah. Okay. So, what are we talking? Comics or movies?
Comics.
Comics. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, we'll do both. We'll do comics, and then we'll do movies.
There you go. Now we're talking. Yeah. Now, dadgummit. Okay. So... Okay. So, where to begin? This is going to say a lot about me, folks. So, let's get ready. So, do you remember the X-Men Ultimate graphic novel that you and I both actually read? Literally the exact same book in school, because it was at the library, right? That version of Jean Grey. Yes.
Man, I forgot about that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure she was one of the reasons redheads became a thing in my mind. Just reading that book and seeing her. And of course, it's a comic book, so everyone's got to be muscular and everyone's got to be hot, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just like, dadgum, man.
Yeah. Nobody was anatomically or proportionally correct.
No one.
Yeah. It was unachievable for like the greatest bodybuilders or bikini model figures.
Everybody had pecs on their pecs, you know? Yeah.
Deltoids that stuck out, like the perfect V-taper. And then the women, man.
Oh my gosh, you know? Yeah. Daggum.
Yeah.
In the movies, okay, so to me, it's going to be, I'm going to stretch a little bit here, and it might break the rules of the question. You let me know, okay?
Yeah.
So, in the movies, Scarlett Johansson. Duh. All right? Enough said. Black Widow. Oh my gosh, please come over here. Let's go on a date, okay? I'll take you out. You probably had better food than what I can afford, but let's do it, okay? But if I had to choose something else, because you and I might choose the same person here, I would also go with Agent Maloney from the Punisher series, actually.
Oh,
she was amazingly attractive to me, and I loved that cute like little beauty mark, the mole that she had.
Yeah,
daggone, man.
Man, that's actually a good one. Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, yeah. What about you, man? Hit me up.
So mine was a little bit cheating, also.
Okay. Cheaters.
Right. So I associate this with the comic just because it's so closely related.
Okay.
But as far as like my quote unquote comic crush, especially as a child, it would be this is actually from the X-Men animated TV show, Rogue.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
You remember her?
Yeah. Accent included?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little bit of that Southern peach.
That's right. Absolutely. That was definitely the one back in the day. And you know, like as far as the movies go, it's hard to argue with Scarlett Johansson. I'm surprised that you didn't go with Jennifer Lawrence in the X-Men movies.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, in the X-Men movies, it wasn't my favorite seeing her there. Mm-hmm. And I know the only reason for that, and this is no throwdown against her, no offense to whatever, blah, blah, blah bullshit. You get it. But I think the only reason that I don't like her as much in the X-Men movies is because I know how little she cares about them.
Right.
Like how
that is kind of a turn off. Yeah.
Like she didn't even know what an X-Men was when they were asking her about it on the carpet. Like, okay, can I facepalm, please?
Right.
You know, damn.
Yeah.
Like that itself was like, okay, I don't care if you're the hottest woman on screen right now. For me, it's not doing it.
Right. Yeah.
Glad I could surprise you, though.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Very much so.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson wasn't a surprise.
No. If I had more time to think about it, maybe I could come up with someone else. But right now, it's Scarlett Johansson for the movies. Yep. What did you got, man? What you got?
All right. So, this is somewhere near the ballpark of the question you just asked. But this is the reason it made the selection is because it was broad and it really opened the ground for custom thoughts, you know. Which character from anything, movie, Netflix, TV show, you know, comic, etc., would you want to hang out with in real life for a day? And then you don't just answer the question, but describe the setting. Like, what would you do, you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah. And you can go ahead and pick a favorite and then a second choice if you want, okay?
Gotcha.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll give you the safety room there.
Yeah. You know, this is going to come as a surprise to a lot of people, but I'm not going to choose Batman in any capacity.
That's a little bit of a surprise, but okay.
You know, just because never meet your heroes, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm mentally or emotionally prepared or physically prepared to meet, you know, Batman and or Bruce Wayne.
You know I met him at Six Flags, right? He was tight.
Oh shit. But you know, that's a good question because I have to think about like who would I be able to like to you know to vibe with the most. And that's a tough one. Damn. It's so hard because it's also like, which hangout session would I be least likely to get attacked by some evil villain?
Also, yes.
You know,
that's a good point too.
Right.
Because you don't want to be in the crossfire. I mean, we're cool, but we ain't superhero.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if I was like a super alcoholic, I would love to hang out with Jessica Jones.
Oh my gosh, that'd be an amazing drinking session.
Yeah. I mean, that don't even have to be anything spectacular. Like, we can just go to like a dive bar.
Yeah.
And yeah. But no, because I do value my liver.
Yeah. She does not.
She does not. Like, that's got to be another one of her superpowers.
Yeah.
Is to drink a shitload of alcohol.
Oh yeah.
But no. So outside of that, though,
I know, right?
I think I would really love to kick it with Hal Jordan.
Okay.
I would love to kick it with Green Lantern. And what I would really like is for him to take me on one of his safe patrols and just tell me how shit really goes down.
Yeah.
It'd be like having a ride along with the cop, but on steroids times 1,000.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I wouldn't just go around and see Coast City. I mean, that'd be fine and dandy, but I would go to, other worlds and other dimensions and see, everything in his sector.
Yeah.
And, get to meet other weird ass aliens.
Okay.
And get to see the power ring in use. And plus, Hal Jordan, I think his personality, especially as far as like my top 5 favorite heroes go, because he is in my top 5.
Yeah.
I think his personality matches with mine the best. So he wouldn't mind the joking around and the bullshitting.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's also skilled enough to make sure that nothing shitty happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd definitely love to be on like a ride along with Hal Jordan.
Okay. I can see that. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Cool. Good answer. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've had too much time to think about the question, so my answer's changed a little bit. I don't have any particular order for these choices, so I'd be down with whichever option for whatever magical reason came up first, But one of my first primary thoughts was definitely spending time with either Charles Xavier.
That just came to mind. Like
Yeah.
before we said it. Yeah.
Just chilling with one of the wisest men, who
Right.
could tell me shit about me, who I could just learn from and just like go around his damn X mansion or go visit downtown maybe and just like spend his money because he's got it, or Doctor Strange and do essentially the same thing but touring the astral planes and just like
I would not want to do that.
tripping out with Doctor Strange basically. And then maybe learning how to do some magic.
That would be too trippy for me because he'd be like, okay, and here's Mephisto, he's basically the devil. Here's Dormammu, he's like a space devil.
Insanity points.
Right.
I'd love hanging out with them, I think. But then honestly, for another option, I gotta say, man, it'd be tight to chill with Black Panther in Wakanda, though, in his in the safety of Wakanda, just chilling, hoping he gives me a souvenir of Wakandan technology or some cool shit, meeting everybody, trying some Wakandan grub, being one of the few people that's been able to go in as a tourist,
right?
Yeah,
that crossed my mind too.
Yeah,
that one did cross my mind. Yeah, Wakanda would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are good ones.
Cool. Cool.
My next question is, which character do you think has the best comic book origin?
Ooh, shit. You're not limiting it. Shit. Okay. Well, best is such a powerhouse word. It's such a finicky, picky word, What's best, I'm not trying to philosophy my way out of this, I promise.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare try.
I could, but I won't. So, okay, I've always been a fan of the tragic backstory, you know? Like, the Punishers was always one that really struck home with me. Like, oh my gosh, like, what would I do in his situation? You know, if I had his training and those same, you know, attacks happened against my beloved family, like, I'm pretty sure I'd go apeshit like him too and just, you know, punish everything.
Yeah.
Or Batman's, of course, is also something that comes to mind. His has been notorious, famous, you know, for eons. People have known Batman's daggum backstory. People have tried to copy it to no prevail too, you know. And I mean, shit. And I guess in this case, you know what? No, I do have an answer. Yeah. I like it the more I think about it. Okay. I'm going to go with Magneto's, actually.
Ooh.
Yes.
Damn.
And I'm saying his because it's one of the best, because it's led to one of the most intricate characters in comic book history. One of the most complex people who has more of a reason than most others, really, for doing what he does. You know, the way he does it is questionable, sure, and that's of course that pivot that we talk about becomes, you know, your reasonable thought process to villainy. Oh shit, you went off the beaten path now, you know. But his tragic backstory of being a Holocaust survivor and his family getting shit done to them just because of who they were, who they couldn't even something they couldn't control, and all of a sudden his power is coming out from, you know, being given birth to because of that anger, because of that raw, whoa, no, don't hurt them, please. That, I think, speaks volumes, you know? That's, I think, always is going to be one of my favorite backstories. And yes, the question wasn't my favorite, but I do also believe that hangs as one of the best, one of the strongest, most powerful backstories, you know? And that's what I'm going to choose to define best as, but your turn. Yeah. What's up?
So I think we all know my answer.
Of course. Did I mention it?
But with that being said, because I knew that you would all know my answer, I prepared two.
Oh, please. What's your second one?
Shit. Well, my first one is Batman. Thank you very much.
Actually, no, that's cool. I'm glad you said it. There's a listener out there who's like, well, what is your first one? Right. Don't let him skip it, you know. So we got it out there.
Right. Cool. But, it's not just because Batman is my favorite character in comic book lore, but he really does have one of the most tragic backstories. And I think with some people, they think that Batman's backstory is maybe a little played out, but that's only because his backstory is so good that, like you said, so many other comic book creators have tried to copy that for their own comic book creations and haven't been as successful. Because with Batman, his is like the ultimate decision-making tragic backstory, because he loses both his parents in a tragic accident and a senseless crime that didn't have to happen, and in a gory robbery that left his parents both lying dead on the ground. And at that moment, he had an option. He could have rode over and tried to live with that and cope with it like a normal person would have, or he could go on his own beaten path and try to cope with it in his own way. And after years and years of training and focusing his mind and his body, he realized that the only way that he can cope with it is to try to prevent that same accident from happening to anyone else, and to try to clean up his city and make his city into the image that his parents had in mind. His entire philosophy and his entire reasoning for being Batman is both incredibly crazy and equally understandable and sad. Like it's all really great. I love it.
Nice. That's a damn good one. Cool.
Yeah. But of course, my second one, since I knew that everyone would be able to predict that, is actually Dr. Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah. John Osterman. He had also a really great backstory, because his, just like most, came out of nowhere. But when you think about Dr. Manhattan's backstory, it's tragic in the sense that he, it wasn't like he had an abusive childhood, but he had a really hard father, a father that was really hard on him, and that really told him to focus on his studies and not on what he wants to do. Ironically enough, Dr. Manhattan originally wanted to be a watchmaker, but his father steered him from that, and had him focus on his school studies and all that, and became a really smart scientist and all that. And then he eventually found love of his life, and they were so into each other, and
right.
And then in just an instant, just a freak accident, he gets locked inside the echo chamber that they were developing some kind of new crazy ass technology, and they killed him. John Osterman literally died, and in some means, some way that I love that they don't even try to explain it, but he comes back as basically a god, all knowing, but I guess just like everything that he goes through as John Osterman, and when he comes back as Dr. Manhattan, is so cool to look at, because we have the same person, but he's so different now. Like, he is not the same man anymore.
Hence the new name. Yeah. And, he named he named himself after a place of all things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think it was more after the Manhattan Project.
Right.
Which was like the building of the nuclear bomb and all that.
Which makes a lot of sense considering who he is and what he can do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Good choices, man.
Thank you.
All right. So, here's the thing. This was a question I've been wanting to ask, because it pertains a lot to how we joke around our personalities and, what we joke ourselves to be sometimes, So you and I, thanks to extensive reading and movie watching and podcast recording, we know a lot about each superhero team. If you were a villain, which team would you go against, and how do you know you could take them down?
Shit.
Because at this point, we know the stupid shit villains try to do to get away with stuff.
Yeah.
We know their flaws. We know how they messed up. How would you not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would go against the Suicide Squad.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Why? Why the Suicide Squad?
I would go against the Suicide Squad because these guys, like they said in the movies, they are patsies. They are rigged to explode. I just have to get them to go off their driven course. That, along with the fact that, that can be done if I can convince them as a fellow supervillain that, hey, don't worry, I can take care of that explosive. I remotely discharged it. You're fine. Come with me. They can be bribed with money. They will be more likely to trust me. And also, they are the least likely to have a super force on their team. They don't have a Superman. They don't have a Dr. Manhattan. They don't have like a Jean Grey Phoenix force. They don't have that on their team.
Yeah.
They have a lot of skilled people. They have a lot of selfish people because they're all actual villains who are in prison for a reason. So I would definitely choose the Suicide Squad. I think I'd be able to take them down.
Not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Damn. I like that. Yeah. I was wondering why you chose Suicide Squad for a bit. It's like, oh wait, don't say you chose them because there's a safe team, because there's not really heroes. But no, that's a really good reasoning you put together, actually. Yeah. And see, that was just fun on the spot thinking. Like we could be damn villains, man. Nice.
Yeah. How about yourself?
Me, I would actually choose the X-Force.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, why the X-Force?
Yeah. So, one, because you're right. It's easier to convince certain, flip-flopping characters in order to stop doing what they're doing and do something they want to do.
Wait, are we talking about like the Deadpool 2 X-Force? Because that's not fair.
No, that one's not fair. That one would be too easy. Like, hey, let's go get a drink. Okay, they're done.
Right.
They're all drunk. But No, like comic book X-Force. Like, most of the members that I can, perceive of in my mind, especially with the one I read, the one downstairs and whatnot, it would not be impossible to get them all out of the way.
Even with Wolverine and X-23.
Hey, Wolverine's been taken out of the way a number of times. Right, and hey, we all know I love me some Wolverine, okay? I would know some ways to, get him out of the way, to nullify his strengths, really, turn them into my strengths. And yeah, I know Deadpool would just be a snitch, dude. I could easily get him on my side, as long as I convince Psycho Deadpool to do some bidding, because it'd be fun with me, or it'd be something he'd want to do, chimichanga, then there you go, easy. And that'd be my team I'd fight, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, damn, yeah. That, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting fight.
It would be.
Yeah.
It the way that I see it, it would be a little violent. So remind me, the werewolf girl. What's her name?
Yeah. Rain Sinclair or Wolfsbane.
There you go. I would basically do something within my power, whatever that is, be that technology, sleuthing, strategy, or even superpower, to make her insane, to make her the physical threat that they have to take down, to make her the distraction for the crazy shit that I would do to incapacitate X-23 and Wolverine and Warpath and
Archangel.
Oh yeah, he would be in this too. Yeah.
And also they have a healer on their team, Elixir.
Was she in this comic? The one I read? He.
Yeah.
Was he was? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Little golden.
In that case, I'd take him out first. Yeah. But yeah, man, no. That was just like something different. Right. Yeah. Something I hope a listener wouldn't have expected. All right, man.
Let's see. My next question is, which lantern ring would best suit you, and why?
Ooh. So, I'm gonna go through the colors I know.
Yeah.
And I want you to help me remember or correct me, etc. Green, of course, is hope and willpower, right?
Green is willpower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just kind of put them together then. Blue would be is blue hope?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Red is anger. Or yellow is fear. Mm-hmm. Okay. White is all of them, essentially, right? And black is death, I want to say.
Yeah, black lanterns are like death. Yeah.
Right, okay. Honestly, man, for myself, I could see me doing either one of two things. Like, I could see me doing willpower, good old-fashioned green. I could see me kicking ass with that. But really, I feel that aligns with who I am and my build, my makeup, who I am as a person the best.
Just give you more options. Orange is greed.
Okay. Totally that. No.
Let's see. The sapphire ring is love. So if you're a lover and not a fighter, then
no, not really.
Indigo is compassion.
Oh, interesting. What are some other options? Yeah. Because now you got me curious. What else do I not know of here?
We already went over black. Yeah, that's like a nightmare, death. Okay. White is life. But you really go through like some hoops to become that.
Right. Yeah, that one I'd have to be everything.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. They have like every color under the emotional spectrum.
Right. So, yeah. Well, that's what white is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm still going to stick with green because I do feel like I have a pretty good will. I'm confident in that.
Right.
Either that or anger. Definitely.
That or red.
Yeah. Because I do know I get angry, and I know that it's one of those flaws. But it's one of those flaws that when it happens, it's not one I'm anxious to give attention to or get rid of. Unless I know I'm unjustly angry, like, okay, I'm just being a dick now. Like, I need to calm down. Then yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But if it's like, I'm working out or something and I get angry, then hell yeah, let me get angry. I'm going to use this anger, you know?
Right.
That's something I relish even. So I can see me being green or red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yourself?
I actually think that I would go with the yellow ring of fear.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so explain how the ring works first before I react.
All right. So
Again.
yeah. No, your reaction was not unwarranted.
So is it
is
because you cause fear?
Yeah, or the capacity to cause fear.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And the reason I would go with that is, of course, guys. Of course, I'm jolly and lovable and all that good stuff.
Of course, you don't intimidate someone with your big size or anything. You're bouncing pec muscles there. Yep, there they go. Yep. You couldn't throw small children through glass windows.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I never think about it, but yeah, I can see it. You could scare some folks.
Yeah, and like I think for me it would also be like because maybe I think deep down inside there is like not a desire but like a curiosity to cause a little bit of fear sometimes just to see how people react.
Yeah,
and so I think that could be a lot of fun. Like just being able to mess with people maybe on like a psychological level.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with their shit and see how they react. A lot of that would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Like the red ring of rage. That's a lot of alliteration there.
Yeah. Red ring of rage.
Yeah. With that one right there, like I'm really just not an angry person. So I would get no use of that ring.
You're one of the most mellow dudes I know.
Yeah. And, of course the green ring of will. Yeah, sure, but like for me, it's like if I don't want to do it, then I'm just not going to do it. So, so that would also be kind of a bust. I do not want the black ring because I do not want to die.
True. True.
But yeah, so ultimately, like I would want to go with the yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I did choose green over red, and I stick with that because if I recall correctly, also red. If you become aware of the red ring also becomes your life force because you could die without it, essentially. Or if I remember correctly, the facts.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So I don't want to have to always be angry because I'm not always an angry person. So yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Cool. We would make a traffic light. Okay, so this is a question, age old. Yeah, something that you'll know what it is.
Okay.
So, I think it's finally time to talk about it. What would your superpower and what would your superhero name be?
Oh, I should have seen this coming.
Oh yes. A blank slate like tonight. I think it's time we finally talk about that.
So.
Like, do you still feel the same? Do you want to make changes? What's up?
No. I'm just thinking like the best way to word it. So,
sure.
I mean, honestly, like as far as like superpowers go, I mean, it'd be nothing really that new or original. You know what I mean? It'd be something that would really suit me and who I am. I'd probably go with like a mixture of like as far as powers go. I would want like the durability of a Luke Cage and like the strength of like a Juggernaut or a Colossus, for sure. Just that physical rawness would be dope. Just because there wouldn't be a whole lot that could stop me or that I couldn't stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And I could, basically get away with doing whatever the hell I want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. And as far as the name goes, because when I thought of those powers originally, like in those power sets, I was like, man, you know what? I do kind of sound like a ripoff of Luke Cage. I sound like a ripoff of Power Man. Well, I would run with that. What would be a cool ripoff of Power Man? And I said, well, I'll call myself Uberman because I'm uber strong.
I love it.
Yeah.
Still love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there we go.
And you already know mine, but they don't. So mine would be Gray Shadow. Still, I still love the name. And my powers, I did think about them over the time. I don't remember how far back I decided against my original decision, but I thought more deeply about them. I came up with something better. So my power would be energy manipulation, but on a new level that I don't think many comic characters have really explored. Like, I would be able to use my energy and absorb energy that comes across me and be able to utilize it in different ways. For instance, I can utilize it to accelerate my own healing ability as a person, as a super person in this case, or accelerate my strength or my speed, my agility, my acrobatic skills and things of that awesome nature. But then I could also use that energy to essentially create like energy-based tools or weapons or items that I would need at the time. Like I'm in a fight or something and someone's trying to punch me, I'm defending myself, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I got enough energy now, and I just created like an energy like weapon of some sort, like a cool sword or something, or like a shield, and I would basically be a fun wild card of sorts, but at the same time something I'm comfortable with, being a jack of all trades, someone that doesn't stay in one thing, but at the same time I am one thing. I am an energy manipulator, right. And I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then at that point I could like take advantage of it and be like, oh, I don't need tools right now, but I need to get going, so let me go faster and take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, my character, Gray Shadow, this is something that's been thought about before, obviously. That did not all come on the spot. Yeah. I'd still love that. Yeah. And what do you think about the new spinoff there? You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was more clever than the original idea.
Yeah.
Originally, he was just going to be a knockoff of Dragon Ball Z, people.
Yeah. Or Green Lantern.
Or Green Lantern, essentially, yeah. But I thought that was super cool. It's like a mixture of the Green Lantern, nonetheless, with like the creation of tools and things, and like a little bit of like a Psylocke in there, sure.
Right.
But then also a little bit of like help me out here. The Black King from the Chess Club in the Marvel series, the ones that could...
Oh, you mean Sebastian Shaw?
Thank you. Yep. Yeah, that's his name. Whenever he could absorb energy and like use it to like supernova or something crazy like that. Yeah, essentially a mix of all those characters come together, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we need a grappling hook. Come on, Uberman, let's go. Oh, let's go. Something cool like that.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
All right. My next question is, where would you rather live in the Marvel Universe, New York City, or in Gotham City?
Oh, shit, dude.
So just to clarify for everyone listening, in the Marvel universe of New York City, we have Spider-Man in his rogue gallery, Fantastic Four in most of their rogue gallery, the X-Men in their rogue gallery, Iron Man and his baggage.
The Defenders as well, over in Hell's Kitchen.
The Defenders and all of their baggage. And I'm assuming that we already know what's in Gotham City.
Yep. They would both be shit shows, really. One of them would be more dreary, I suppose.
Right.
Rather.
One of them would seemingly always be at nighttime.
Basically, yeah. So let me choose. I'm gonna choose Marvel's New York. I love Gotham. I love reading about it. I would hate to be there. Because heaven forbid I drink some crazy-ass water, and then like 2 minutes later it's announced on the news, this just in, the Joker's released some toxins into the local water sources. Well, son of a bitch. Motherfucker, can't have nothing in this town.
But even just going off of what's on everybody's mind as recently, if you live in the Marvel universe of New York City, all of a sudden half the people around you could disappear, including yourself.
Well, no, both of them are shit shows. That's why it took so long to answer, because it's like one day you're going down, daggum road, and you're just like, all right, just left Starbucks. I guess now I still have the day off, It's going to be a nice day. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to the bookstore. That sounds like fun. Oh, shit. What are all these aliens on motorcycles coming out of the sky? Is that a giant space worm? Oh, my gosh,
yeah. Or think about it like this. Like, come to find out, like, the... like Bolivar Trask is around, and he's like, oh, you know what? We're gonna release all the Sentinels. They're gonna run up all the mutants, and come to find out, you're a mutant, and your ability is only you can snap with your toes. and now,
so I'm not Gray Shadow here. I'm Toe Snapper. Yeah. That'd be that superhero.
Right.
He's going in the comic, but
and then you just get obliterated by a Sentinel because you can snap with your toes.
Mutant's a very loose term all of a sudden.
But you still have the X gene, but that's all you can do with it.
Yep, that's all. That's it. That's all I got. Toe snapping right in the shoe. You can't even hear it. It's muffled.
Can't even hear it, yeah.
That's so lame. But, no, they both would suck, man. I mean...
Yeah, they really would both suck. Like, there's...
In Gotham, I'm trying to go to the bank and get some business done, and all of a sudden, either A, while I'm there, Two-Face, the Joker, Riddler, or any other crazy henchmen are gonna
you don't physically go to a bank in Gotham. No, but you do all your banking online.
Here's the problem. Every other day, I get an email from my bank saying, we're so sorry to announce this, but such and such villain actually robbed our bank, so we're not actually going to be able to access your money for the next few days.
Well, the money that's physically there shouldn't be what they trust in the accounts. That's all backed up.
That's how much is being stolen. No, you're right about that. That's true. But
no, I mean, I guess like my biggest fear would be like oh shit, I had to work late. I gotta take the train way home and all that, and then. I get off the train and it's super late at night because work kept me overtime or whatever. And then, like, I see a winged figure in the sky. Hell yeah, it's motherfucking Batman. Shit, no, it's motherfucking Man Bat.
I was just thinking him. No, I got my bats mixed up.
I don't want to have to deal with that.
No.
I don't want to.
Because his crazy ass is going to carry you away.
Right. And maybe even eat me. Who knows?
Maybe. Just take a chunk out of you. Just let me bite that shoulder.
And, I don't want to deal with, walking down the street or some sort and then hearing Solomon Grundy born on a Monday. I don't want to have to deal with a giant steroided out zombie.
Gotham is just an extended Halloween town. That's all it is. Solomon Grundy born on a Monday.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't want to have to turn around and be like, you know what? I think you need a prognosis. There's too much fear in your life. I don't want to be hit in the face with a random ass spirit toxin. I didn't do anything, Scarecrow.
I know, right? Like, I was just that poor schmuck that got stuck at work. Right. Come on, bro. My life doesn't need this.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Or the freaking, district, you make a fine, a suitable hostage for the Batman. Batman doesn't give a shit about me. Choose someone else.
Go choose someone else, man. She'd be easier to kidnap than me.
Right.
Like, you would be such a hard kidnap victim. You're too damn big. It's like, oh, you could actually punch me and it might hurt, so never mind. Let me go get the damsel in distress. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Nice. That's a fun one. That's good.
What else you got, my friend?
So, simple as hell. This is actually the question that we joked about, which brought this idea. Which character has the most impressive beard?
I have not thought about that a whole lot. I mean, I have, but I haven't.
Yeah, no, same here. Like, I haven't decided.
Yeah, like, it's difficult because just trying to think about who all has beards.
So, Doctor Strange has his weak goatee.
Right, yep.
Then we have, versions of Thor has a beard.
Yep, you are correct.
And it's always a pretty awesome one, the ones that do.
Let's see. We talked about Wolverine and his big-ass mutton chops.
Yeah. Which we both kind of agreed there that the mutton chops don't count. Yeah, they're not beards.
Right. Maybe we should widen out to like who has the best facial hair.
Oh, that's too much. That's too much. Shoot. Yeah. I'm pretty sure even a version of She-Hulk might apply for that one out there. With come on, some of that mustache hair right there.
Yeah.
Although I do have to throw another serious contender into the ring. Maybe the winner. Episode 1, Frank Castle. The Netflix. Remember that sucker, dude? He's got that.
So now, if we're going into like live action, does Chris Evans count?
Oh, true. There's that option too. Because I mean, Snake Captain America, he definitely had a mean beard too. Shit, which one's your favorite, man?
I think that overall, though, I think the person that's sporting the best beard, whether it be comics or movies, is the comic version of Odin.
Actually, he came to mind a couple days ago. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that too. Yep. No matter how you look at it, Odin always is a bearded man. And even with his eye patch, it just makes him look like more of a badass.
He does, yeah.
I was about to say, if not him, then definitely Chris Evans, Captain America in Infinity War, because that's the beard that looks the most like mine.
Right.
Thus calling my own beard the most badass. Cheating. Anyways.
Yep.
Simple question.
If I had to choose like a backup, then it'd probably be Christian Bale's and Batman Begins.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one though. Best beard. Yep.
Simple.
Yep. Okay. This next one is a two-parter.
Oh.
And I wanted to kind of keep this one more narrowed down, so I kept it to one universe.
Sure.
Okay. Who do you think is the best dancer in the Marvel Universe? And who do you think is the worst dancer in the Marvel Universe?
Okay, so are we talking...
Talking about, like, the canonical sense. We can go movies also if you want to.
Thank you. Okay, because movies, it's a lot easier to see dancing in movies than it is dancing in comic books.
But yeah, this much is based off, like, their physicality and personality. Like, who do you think would be the best and worst?
Well, my answer, it might be too obvious. I hope you bring some other options to light, but Star-Lord, man. Just ripping up our own screen all the time. And I'm not saying he's the best dancer because he's got great moves. No, he's just always the happiest, most positive, confident man dancing, you know? When he dances, damn it.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna stop him. Not even, Ronan the Accuser. So he's definitely my obvious choice for number one.
What about in the comics?
Trying to think. I haven't read too many where people are like having enough free time to dance. Really, you know?
That's the thing. Like that's where I asked the question. Like based off their physicality and personality, who do you think would be the best dancer?
It also depends what kind of dance I think we're talking about. Xavier, done. No. So, based off personality, characteristics. Okay. I'm going to talk out loud here, but none of these are my answers until I verify it is, okay? So, I'm imagining that good old Steve Rogers has like his old waltzing or whatever lessons from old back in the day. That's a type. That's something. I bet you maybe... I could see someone like Jewel having some dance moves, as useless of a superhero as she is, but she might be like a cool dancer, you know?
Wait, who now?
Jewel.
Like Jessica Jones, Jewel?
Oh, no, Dazzler.
Oh, Dazzler. Okay.
I can see Dazzler being a cool dancer, actually, with her... Yeah, she's got that pop star...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Dazzler. There you go. It took me a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe Jubilee. She might be a backup to Dazzler. Yeah. I can see that. What? Yeah. That was a weird ass thought. What about you?
As far as the best goes, I think that it will be close between either Dick Grayson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, believe it or not, stay with me here. I think that another strong contender would be Matt Murdock, Daredevil. I think that he would be actually a damn...
Actually, being blind and not giving a shit what people think about you? Yeah, no.
And being able to move the way that he can move.
Dude, he'd be like the best breakdancer. He'd be out there like, man, I don't give a shit right now. I don't even know these mofos around.
Right. And of course, Dick Grayson with his gymnastics background and his acrobatics and that never give a shit type of personality.
Man, Dick Grayson could go full Kevin Bacon. Oh my gosh, I could see it now. Like all up in the warehouse, just like, rocking it hard.
So who do you think would be the worst? There's a lot of contenders for the worst.
There's a lot of contenders. Blob.
It's hard to argue with that one.
Actually, I don't know. He might have a mean shuffle, man.
He could.
Just like, just jigging it there. Oh, this was an awesome question. I did not expect that. Shit. Okay. Yeah, maybe him. Or, you know who else I think would be a bad dancer? Either Martian Manhunter, with his personality. I'm having a weird time imagining him trying to cut it,
Right.
Or Toad. Continuing the Brotherhood thought. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to imagine Toad dancing with, like, his form, you know? Like, oh, gosh, what are you doing, Stop it. Yeah. What about you?
As far as worst dancers goes, I'm thinking about comic books again.
Right.
And also sticking along with the Batman mythos. Okay. Penguin comes to mind.
He might have that waddle now.
That's right.
It's mostly shoulders.
That's right. Mostly shoulders and knees. Shoulders and knees. But coming over to like the Marvel side of things,
I'd love to watch Poison Ivy dance.
that'd be
oh man,
yeah, that'd be. She's probably like one of the most seductive dancers,
and she's a redhead too. Oh my gosh.
But no, coming over to like the Marvel side of things, who would be the absolute worst dancer? Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Xavier. That is not.
That's
fair.
Unfair.
That is not fair. It's hard to beat Blob as the worst. He would be the most hilarious.
He would. Just shaking it.
Right.
Just slapping it too. Just like just playing the drum by himself, man. The belly drum.
Oh shit.
I totally want to see a dance party now of all these heroes. Just like give them all like those Overwatch dance taunts or whatever, and just let them go to town. Yeah.
Part of me wants to say maybe Wolverine because of the heavy ass adamantium, but he also seems to do like some surprisingly agile stuff from time to time.
I think he'd have some surprising dance moves, not like the best.
And also, I think when he gets drunk, like his inhibitions would be so low that he just. Then who knows?
Well, how hard is it to get drunk too, though?
But he's always drinking, and he's
always drinking.
He does get drunk from time to time.
I think he gets tipsy. Yeah, I don't know. It's because in certain comic books, it's like I can't get drunk.
Right. It depends on who the writer is of the comic. I mean,
also yes.
Yeah. I mean, because why else drink all the time if you get no effects of it?
Tastes good.
That is also not the case.
Oh, simple addiction.
How is a healing mutant addicted?
Why not? I don't know. That's a whole nother ballpark.
Right.
We need to ask Logan's creator for that one.
Lin Wynn. I think he made... No, he's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah. What you got next?
Which comic book artifact in any universe, any movie, etc., would you want, and then details to what you would do with it?
This is the first question that we've had that's the same.
Yes!
Yep. Yeah. I had that one. That was actually next on my list.
Yes! That's awesome. I love it. Actually, give me a second. That deserves a check mark. I checked it.
So I thought about this one a lot, and unfortunately, like I had to X out a lot of the artifacts that I would want.
Okay.
For example, I can't have Mjolnir for obvious reasons. I am absolutely not worthy.
It'd be a great perma paperweight.
Yeah, but I can never move it to be a paperweight.
Exactly. The papers you weighted it with are non-important papers.
Let's see. I thought about what about the Infinity Gauntlet? But then I was like, will there be no gems in it? It'd just be the gauntlet.
Oh no! This is free range in my mind. You could totally decide what artifact and what state it is that you want. You know.
Well, it's too easy to say Infinity Gauntlet with all the gems because I mean,
right, okay,
that makes me a god,
right.
But I guess so. Besides that, I'd probably choose a lantern ring, Green Lantern's ring, and just try to will that thing into to do what I wanted to do. But no, I mean it's hard to beat like the Infinity Gauntlet with everything.
You son of a bitch! You stole my answer. I was gonna say that. Like I knew that was my answer going in. Damn it. That's okay. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Well, I will force myself to think of a different one, but that is exactly the artifact I would choose too.
Yeah.
And of course, the Infinity Gauntlet doesn't not come to mind. You know, everyone thinks that one's like, oh, what artifact would I want? Right.
But so that's because like when I thought of this question in mind, I thought, well, you can have the Infinity Gauntlet, but you have to find the gems, or you could have a certain gem, but you have to find a way to hold it and wield it.
Well, in my mind, honestly, free range on the artifact, you can use it. No BS, no nothing. You can grab it.
Yeah.
You can
because in my mind,
it's got everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because like in my mind, that's like 7 artifacts. You have all the gems, and then you have the gauntlet.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna answer it to my way then.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I thought the gauntlet would be fun at first, but then I know that I'd be me still. Like I'd be riding in the car, and all of a sudden, like some daggum Bee Gees would come on and be like, "Oh man, all right, I'm feeling it this time." Oh shit, how many snaps did I just make? Oh no. And then all of a sudden, like, half my planet's dead.
But that's if you have the intent to wipe out the universe. It's not like the snap itself does it.
Well, in that case, I'm accidentally snapping with the intent of I'm jazzing out. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, boom, jazz music, and like, explosions of jazz bands appear everywhere then. But, I don't know, I'm bullshitting around now. I did also think that it would be fun to have Batman's tool belt and have free range of hits. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I thought about that, but I just hurt myself.
Yeah, no, I probably would too, but it'd be worth it because it was by Batman's belt.
It's true.
Batman's belt, people. And then Captain America's shield, I think, would be awesome, but only if I could keep it. Because I would steal that and run. It's like, no.
Yeah. I thought about the Eye of Agamotto, but I wouldn't know how to use it.
No, that's too much for me, man.
So the Infinity Gauntlet it potentially wouldn't be.
But no. That's what I was saying. It is too much for me. That's why I was saying, like, no, I couldn't keep it because I'd accidentally be blowing up buildings because I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no. But Cap's shield, or of course the Green Lantern ring. I totally would rock out that and be like, all right, let me try to be a lantern here.
Yeah.
Come on. Will it,
Right.
Yeah.
And also, like, you think that your smartphone is smart. No, this ring is the shit.
Yeah.
Like, knows everything, knows every language and the sector that you're, in.
You know what a skateboard is. Make one for me. Oh, shit, it has rockets on the back.
Yeah.
It's a Wile E. Coyote board.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, go ahead and skip down and get your next question in, man. Yeah.
All right. What would it take for you to be worthy to live Mjolnir?
That is a good question. And I'm going to spend 2 hours talking about it. But, because that's how much it'd take. No, I think... That's a thinker, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because... like the first part of this question that's difficult is what does it mean to be worthy to live Mjolnir? You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
true.
What even are the qualifications? You know?
Yeah, I would go with what we've seen in the comics and the movies. Like, you need to have humility, and you need to have good intent, and you know, the intent of caring and helping for others, of course. You know, and also it's important to remember the cool shit Odin was saying, and I think that's also reflective for Mjolnir, is that it's a hammer. It's a tool capable of two beautiful things, be that destruction and construction, you know, building and destroying. Mm-hmm. Two perfect aspects that tie in the powers of a king, really.
Yeah.
So I think at that point I would need to further understand, I'm going to go with wisdom. I would want to have more wisdom, and I think that after becoming more wise, I would be able to lift Mjolnir.
Very good answer, yeah.
Just because I would want to know when I need to act passionately with either emotion like rage and anger, and like make it a righteous wrath, even, right. You know, rather than a manly anger and I'm just bullshit angry, you know, and or a time to lift up, to merciful, to be that leader, you know. Right. Yeah. So wisdom. What about you?
Selflessness would be my choice.
That's a damn good answer too.
Yeah, you know how it is. 'Cause like, I mean, hell, even in the Thor movie, the first one, when he breaks into like the shield compound, because they build this little compound around the hammer.
Funny how we both refer to the movie. Yeah.
Well, like, just for this example, but and he tries to move the hammer, and nothing happens. Now, it wasn't because he wasn't Thor. It wasn't because he didn't have good intentions. In my opinion, it's because he wasn't thinking. He was thinking all about himself. But even also though, on the comic side of things, I was thinking also, a lot of the traits that you named off, I feel like 90% of superheroes have. So what differentiates Thor from the rest of them? And I think it would be that Thor, he maybe knows that you have to be completely willing to sacrifice yourself for the greater good, and maybe on a subconscious level, all superheroes aren't. There's a little bit of ego in there that wants to find a way to keep themselves alive while saving the day.
That would explain why Cap was able to move the hammer a bit,
or he was able to lift it in the comics.
Also true. Yeah. I mean, we remember that scene where he jumps on that fake grenade, and Tommy Lee Jones is like, "Shit, he proved me wrong."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So cool. I think selflessness would be what I would definitely need, because I would definitely use it for some selfish reasons if I could. I could lift it.
Yeah. No electric bill. Nice. Okay, so this is me cheating again, but because we have the sacredness of the podcast and the mics being on right now, you have to adhere to it.
All right.
This is not a question.
What the shit?
Give me your best impression of any hero, your choice.
What?
Yes. If there's ever a time to get away with this, now would be it.
My best impersonation of any hero.
Yeah. Accented or monstrous voice or villainous even, or whomever, Don't worry, it doesn't have to be good. Mine aren't good. Mine are just like...
I can't even think of any that I could begin to try to do.
Yeah. Well, come on. There's one that everybody did back whenever it was famous in the early 2000s. The freaking Joker, man,
I refuse to go that route.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you said that. Because that one, we've all heard it. We know it.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Do you want some time to think about it? I'll go ahead and throw mine out there. Yeah. Okay. Shit. I thought about it on the way here, but I don't remember any cool lines I could get away with. I was going to try to do Doctor Strange, because I felt like that'd be an easier one to try, but still a challenge that I would need to push an effort into it and whatnot. But I'm trying to remember some of his lines, so help me remember some lines, and I'll... like and not like his emotional dramatic lines, like
right.
This was the only way to. Yeah, that's just me. Still, never mind. Yeah, but shit. I'm trying to think. Damn it.
Yeah, I want to stay away from anything Batman because they've all been done. They've all been done,
especially Bane. Same with Bane too.
Oh, I was gonna say anything Batman. Yeah. So Bane, Batman, Joker, they've all been done.
Yeah. Oh shit. Give me a second. No, Doctor Strange. I don't remember any of his lines. Never mind.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. I was about to say, maybe Thanos.
Yeah, maybe. Thanos is he's a possibility. Yeah, like an altered Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Give me a second. I'm gonna actually get the computer out for this one. I'm gonna try to look up written lines.
There's Chadwick Boseman, or
that would be a fun one. Can you do his?
Or Michael B. Jordan.
Oh man. Well, Michael B. Jordan was basically Michael B. Jordan's voice. Yeah.
Well, same thing with Doctor Strange. It was Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, no, he's British, dude, so he had to fake the accent.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it still sounded like him just about everything else I've heard him in. So, it didn't. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try this out. It's interesting, yeah. There we go. Okay, cool. I got something here. All right, give it a sec.
Yep.
Are you looking some up too? No. Oh, that'd be a fun one too. Ronan the Accuser. Actually, yeah, he'd have some fun ones.
Yeah.
You call me boy? I will unfurl 1,000 years of great justice on Xandar and burn it to its core. Yeah. I feel like I was losing air very quickly with that one. Yeah.
Good old Lee Pace.
I know, right? That was my best. It was my best.
Yeah, this is what we call dead air, people.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I got one from Thanos. I'm gonna let me try to practice my Thanos.
There you go.
How is this? Is this a better Thanos?
Yeah,
this almost feels like Kratos to an extent.
A little bit.
I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're to feel so desperately that you're right, yet fail to nonetheless. As lightning turns the legs to jelly, I ask you, to what end? Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same, and now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Not bad.
It was something.
Yeah.
I try to take advantage of my baritone voice, my deeper shit. But yeah, man. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually.
What are you looking up?
So I'm gonna go one that actually doesn't match my deep voice.
Okay. Please do. Ooh.
Actually, you know what? Because it's more synthesized, I'm gonna go with Ultron.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's got some good shit. Let me look his up too. Actually, yeah.
Good old Ultron.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Gonna go with the nice short one.
Okay. Yeah. Please do.
Let's see here. All right. Scene 12, Act 1. Yeah, so I'm actually going to go with a lesser quoted line from Ultron, because I feel like most of his lines that are quoted are always from like the beginning of the movie.
Of course, yeah. The puppet strings.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of good shit. I'm going to go with one of his lines right before he gets obliterated.
Oh.
Yeah.
That might be the same one I'm looking at. Yeah,
maybe so. Yeah. How to do a synthesized James Spader.
Yep.
That's difficult.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You practice it. Just begin talking to me like you're... No, he's got a deeper side to it. Less poetic sounding.
It's deeper with with the wisp on it. Not a lisp, a wisp. Yeah. So, in this universe, I'm Ultron, I guess. We spent way too long on this.
A little bit, yeah. It's a fun thought. Yeah.
So I'll go with this quote. It's one of my favorites from him.
Sure.
Stark asked for a savior and settled for a slave.
That is a good line from him. That was the one I was reading, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember right, that's right before he got obliterated.
Yeah.
So
I chose one here that might be good. I'm trying to... You're right, because James Spader has like a certain like warm charm to it. Like
and it's
a charismatic
yeah
deepness, really. Yeah. It's like a...
And it's also that, of course, just like Thanos or Josh Brolin, like it was heavily synthesized.
Also, yes, yeah. So we don't have that power to back us up. See, I'm going to try to... No, that's too drawn out. I'm actually just going to try to talk to you like I'm James Spader, Robert California, you see, from The Office, and then try to work that into my Ultron voice, like I'm doing now. Jim, what are you scared of? I know you're good people. I know you mean well, but you just didn't think it through. There's only one path to peace. Your extinction. Not my favorite, but
I like the line.
Yeah, no, it's a good line. Yeah, but... All right, you're right. That was fun, though. That was fun. We never get to do that. All right, what's up, man? What you got?
What is your favorite graphic novel and or story arc?
So there's a couple of contenders there. House of M definitely stands on top of the hill, just because I love it. There's so much to tell within its short book, you know? Just in a few pages, a lot of shit happens, and it affects us so much, you know? That one's a big one for me. I loved Hush. Definitely cannot wait for us to talk about Hush and take the appropriate time we'll need to talk about all of it. I loved that story. Under the Red Hood, its drama, its impact, that one definitely hits home. And that one, like, shit, dude. Like, what else can you say? Like, we said it all in its podcast episode a few weeks back. Trying to think of some others here. Watchmen was definitely good. That one was meaty in a different way, and it hit home with a new and fresh tone. So, I mean, all of those are favorites, really, you know? Let's... Ooh, another good one, The Killing Joke, actually. Oh. Just because of what it was trying to do and everything. And the intricacy of the story and whatnot. Oh, wait, no. Duh. Dark Knight Returns. There you go. Final answer. I loved that one. And everything the whole book encompasses, you know? Right. Be that only the special edition you have or whatever, but that entire thing, from him coming back to big fight with him and Superman done the way in the book and everything, to him and his encounter with the crazy ass version of the Joker that we get, to the ending, which I'm not going to talk about just in case someone hasn't read it who's listening.
Yeah,
that one definitely.
Very good choice.
How about you?
Yeah, this is a very tough one for me too. I thought a lot about Jeff Loeb's work. So of course, The Long Halloween came to mind. Hush came to mind.
Of course.
Because those two are fantastic works. Also, Scott Snyder's run came to mind also. So I thought about The Court of Owls. And also, Endgame was also a really good run also. And I know I just named a bunch of Batman stuff there, guys, but there's a reason for that.
Well, I mean, there is. I mentioned a lot of Batman, too.
Despite what a lot of people say, I really enjoyed the original Civil War run. The second one felt a little too forced for me. Let's see. Secret Invasion was good. House of M was amazing. I really enjoy House of M. God Loves, Man Kills is very powerful.
That's true. That one was.
Going back to Frank Miller, Batman Year One. Another powerful one. Any of Frank Miller's work on Daredevil is good too.
Is that what you were reading downstairs when I came in? Or no? That wasn't Frank Miller, was it?
No, it's Frank Miller.
That was? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess for now, I just have to deal with my favorite I can think of at the moment. It would probably be. I'm gonna kick myself.
Okay.
But even more so than The Dark Knight Returns, I think I'm gonna have to go with The Long Halloween by Jeff Loeb.
That one was really good too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That one right there laid the groundwork for so much. It gave us the trifecta union between Batman, Commissioner Gordon, and the new district attorney Harvey Dent. A lot of that material in the whole book, Christopher Nolan used for his trilogy, specifically The Dark Knight. And then we see the birth of Two-Face and The Long Halloween. We see a lot of the crime drama and The Long Halloween also. We see a lot of Catwoman and why she really is the way that she is.
We also see Batman's greatest arch nemesis in the book, actually, Calendar Man.
Absolutely. Julian Day, yes, we do see him. Yep. And we see him in a really cool role too, actually.
Actually, very much so, yeah.
But there's just so much that's good about The Long Halloween. It encompasses a lot of things that's really great about Batman. But Jeff Loeb, he's one of the few writers that understands Batman from nearly every aspect, from who he is and the physical aspect, and also the way that he thinks, and even on an emotional spectrum. And also not just Batman, but all the other characters as well. They're all written so well, so perfectly. Nice. And the only reason I didn't choose The Dark Knight Returns is just because that book is damn near flawless. But I must agree with a lot of the Superman fanboys. It wasn't the best outing for Superman. Not just because he lost the fight. That part was great.
No, that part was great.
Yeah. It was because Superman kind of just rode over to the government.
He really did.
And there wasn't a whole lot of exposition as to why that choice was made.
He became the best soldier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Is it about getting close to us speeding through the rest of the questions time?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
So real quick, which character from any comic movie would you erase permanently and be happy with?
Which character from any comic movie, or which comic movie, or
no? Which character from any comic movie could you just delete from the face of the earth and history and everyone's memory and be totally happy with that you did so?
Besides Zemo.
Besides Zemo, of course he was going to come out in conversation. One of us was going to mention him, but besides him.
Well, then Ryan Reynolds had the right idea with Deadpool from X-Men Origins.
That's true. That was hilarious how he did it. We still laugh every time. Just like, boom, don't mind me.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty shitty.
That was, definitely.
Got to get rid of that old Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Howard the Duck. I would kill that little bastard. I have no idea why he exists. I don't know. I don't want to see him on screen anymore or on page. I would just erase his shit.
Completely.
Completely.
Away with Howard the Duck.
The hell with Howard. Why is he... What? Whatever. Not the time for that. Yeah. You get it. What's yours?
All right. That's going to be my last question of the night.
Okay, cool. Good timing, actually.
Yeah. What is the most common misconception about comic books and or superheroes, in your opinion?
Oh, wow. There's a layer to this, actually. There's a few layers. Ooh. What to dig into? I would have to go with the idea people have painted about comic books is that it's not, oh, hey, you're reading something. What are you reading? Oh, I'm reading a comic book. Oh, like that's not real reading.
Right.
Like that's not really something you can learn from. We've talked about a lot of real shit from comic books, which have been giving allegorical purposes and which have been giving sociological, psychological purposes, be that from stories that are telling a very powerful message like God loves, man kills, you know, or stories where you can derive a great message or a great, principle of knowledge like some of the others we've spoken about. Sure, yes.
Watchmen, yeah.
Exactly, yes. And real shit like that hidden in a comic book is hard to do. And it's still damn good reading and reading you can learn from. So whenever people hear the misconception, oh, you need to read a book. A real book, though, not a comic book, that's bullshit. That's something I wish was corrected.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
That's a really good one. Mine is essentially the same thing.
Cool.
It's hard to find a bigger misconception. I guess I would differentiate my answer a little bit and just say I wish that people who aren't familiar with comic books or superheroes understood that this isn't just a medium for little kids.
Right.
But like you said, that this is actually a strong avenue for learning and for understanding more about the world and understanding more qualities about yourself and what you want in yourself. Yeah. I wish that people would, understand that there is a lot of really good and quality reading inside a comic book. It's not just for little kids. Everybody can read from these and understand and learn and grow from it.
Yeah.
And for me, it really stems from a deeper problem, and that is, I wish that people understood that everybody is a nerd. There's
about
not
something. Hell yeah.
Yeah. There's no such thing as, oh, you read comic books, you're a nerd. I'm like, oh, well, you play fantasy football, Jim, you're a nerd.
At worst, you're nope.
Yeah,
but
you're
a hunter. Oh, you're a gun nerd. Yeah.
You play poker.
Oh, you like chick flicks. You a chick nerd. Then. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Everybody is a nerd about something.
Right.
A nerd just means that you have a deeper understanding about something and you're passionate about it.
There was a damn good quote that Simon Pegg actually said about being a nerd. It's a little lengthy. I don't know if I can actually find it in decent time here, but it was well said. I remember reading it like, you know what? That's worth writing down. That's some good shit. Oh, I typed in Simon Pegg, but not quote. I don't remember where it's at. I'll have to share it to you later. But, oh, no, what? There it is right there. Hell yeah. Okay. Being a geek is all about being honest about what you enjoy and not being afraid to demonstrate that affection. It means never having to play it cool about how much you like something. It's basically a license to proudly emote on a somewhat childish level rather than behave like a supposed adult. Being a geek is extremely liberating. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what this entire podcast tonight was about. It was about geeking out about some of the
Hell yeah.
the more random and strange questions that, we come up with.
I do have one last one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said perfect timing. Like, we both get our last questions in. Yeah. So mine is real simple, possibly a stab at the future here. Which hero would you possibly see joining the Defenders on the Netflix series?
I mean, besides Punisher.
Besides Punisher, hopefully I want to see that so bad.
Then probably Moon Knight.
Hey, what? That was my answer too. Yeah. I'd love to see some Moon Knight, man.
Yeah.
I want to see them like orchestrate that in smoothly though. Like he somehow was coming over from Egypt or something, like an architectural dig. I don't know whatever liberty they want to take with his character, sure, but something cool like that, But I don't know how that would come out organically. Yeah. But yeah, Moon Knight was definitely on my list.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had to come from Egypt or anything, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that's where he became Moon Knight, isn't it?
No, not necessarily.
No? Oh.
And there's also like different Moon Knights, but like I think like the mainstream
maybe I'm getting them mixed up then.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm not familiar with that. Yeah. But anyways, it would be cool to see him.
Yeah, I'd love to see him on Netflix, man. Yeah. That'd be sick. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
That's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Gotta think what the hell to call this episode. Actually, just random ass comic questions that Kevin and I came up with and grilled one another on.
Question time.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. And if there's any other kind of random questions that you guys maybe had in mind, then you guys can hit us up at superherohomies@gmail.com. If you have any other kind of questions, comments, gifts, threats, food, supplies, then you know where you can touch bases with us at.
Exactly. And always feel free to hit up our Patreon page. $1 for our fresh movie supply, $3 for all supply. And that's about that.
Hell yeah. So we're back again this Wednesday, guys. But until then, I'm Quentin.
I'm Kevin.
Until next time.